We are live.
Hello everyone, myself Anish from IMT admissions team. A very warm welcome for the webinar pertaining to IMT Business School Dubai campus. IMT Dubai, an international arm of IMT institutions. IMT Dubai got established in the year 2006. IMT offers an unique one-year MBA program for professionals with minimum of 2 years experience. The program is accredited by the Ministry of Education UAE. Today, we have with us Dr. Aman Srivastava, who's the Dean Academics, and Professor Ravi Chatterjee, who's an Assistant Professor Marketing. So over to you, Professor Aman.
Good afternoon, everyone. I think I'm audible to all of you. So welcome to this webinar. And the purpose of webinar, you understand that, we want to talk to you about IMT Dubai. So before I hand over to Dr. Ravi, let me share my experience, and because then that will sail you through the presentation well. Because the purpose here is not about doing MBA only, because all of you understand that what are the pros and cons of doing MBA and what kind of career progression you may have. But here, idea is to understand that why IMT Dubai, because if you have plenty of opportunities available in India, that why one should look for IMT Dubai. So I divide my experience into two parts. One is IMT and second is Dubai. IMT, you know that IMT Ghaziabad is a brand in the field of management education. And if you just look at, top private institutions in India, I think IMT Ghaziabad is among the top institutions. So there is no discussion about that. And all of you know, when you join this webinar before that also, you know that IMT Ghaziabad is a brand. Let me talk about something that why Dubai? And I often talk with people that, when we moved from India to Dubai, what we had in our mind, what kind of skepticism we had, what kind of apprehensions we have. And then finally, when we came here, then we realized that it was worth coming to Dubai. So let me share with you that why Dubai, and all of you must have done some research related with Dubai. The moment you move from India to Dubai, you realize that, everything's changed. It's all about chasing your dreams. There are many things like in terms of high income levels, tax-free income, quality of life, the luxury, what you can afford here. Dr. Ravi will be talking more about it. I tell you, the moment you plan to move from India to Dubai for career progression, there are lots of, risk factors that comes into your mind. They were there when we were also thinking about moving from India to Dubai. But the moment you come here and then the moment you look at risk reward ratio, then you realize it's worth, the kind of opportunities, the kind of career opportunities, the kind of finances Dubai provides you is unmatchable. What you can think of getting in India 10 years down the line, you can get today in Dubai. So the moment you are thinking about or you are taking a decision of IMT Dubai, I request all of you to keep this factor in mind, that it's not only about doing MBA, it's doing MBA in Dubai. This program is unique. When you come here, you earn while you learn. You must have gone through the structure of the program. You study and you work together. We provide you internship opportunity. So that means if you calculate your ROI, usually MBA aspirants calculate ROI is worth, the kind of exposure you get here, the kind of career opportunities you get here is beyond imagination when you are in India. So I'll suggest that whatever queries that comes into your mind, open up, ask questions from us, because you need to understand that how your life will change the moment you come to Dubai. So over to you, Ravi. I think Ravi will sail you through the presentation and then we will take your questions and answers. But just focus on this Dubai thing. That is very critical. Over to you, Ravi.
Thank you very much, sir. And I welcome all of you participating today. I personally believe that, when opportunities come in life, we definitely need to consider ourselves to be lucky. And if you all are here, I believe that you are the lucky ones. And somewhere down the line, we are definitely hoping for candidates like you to join us. So, as a professional, I started working almost 15, 16 years back, and I don't think there has been any return from there. I worked extensively back in India, and I moved here in Dubai last 4 years. I personally believe that when you can do good for yourself, why shouldn't you? Opportunity comes in your life, and I think we should definitely take it up. And rightly said by Dr. Aman that that Dubai is such a wonderful place. I just wish that as a student I would have been here, almost 15, 16 years back, and I could have gained so much extra. So I'm not saying that back in India we don't have opportunities, but it's critical to understand that which place can give what kind of exposure and opportunity to you. You can simply understand that 1 dirham is equals to around 22, 23 rupees. Just the 1 dirham conversion. Okay, so you're investing the same amount of time, the same amount of energy at a place which gives you a much better lifestyle, and the kind of potential this first place has. I think that is very important for us to understand, and especially the position where you are in. You are young students, absolutely ready to take up life. I think it's very important that we stabilize in life as soon as possible. Yeah, and I think to enter into a foreign land, I think it is the best way is getting as a student. All right. IMT Ghaziabad has such a wonderful reputation back in India, and across the campuses, we make sure that the same level of rigor, the same level of competence is maintained within the students, right? So you can imagine that institution like IMT Ghaziabad has an extension here in Dubai. What wonders you can do, having this kind of a backing, this kind of a support system that the society creates. All right, you can check anywhere in Google. You can just go and search. You will find that Dubai in UAE has been rated one of the top places to work and to live. All right, you would not believe that when my friends visit here, they are always so excited, right? And anybody going to any place, say for example, because there are many countries which will be getting connected from Dubai, they will always like to come to this place. It is fantastic to see that how the UAE government has, have extensive plan related to education. And you can see the sprawling campus IMT has here. Why I'm harping on these aspects is because as a student, you should be concerned about certain things. First, of course, which institution you're joining. That means what level of rigor of academics and the support system is existing, which already is spoken by the brand which exists back in India extensively for so many years. Second is the kind of infrastructure the institute has, right? Because if you need to be here, you need to be comfortable. You need to be enjoying life along with that studying. Right? That is what the whole motto is. That whatever you do in life, you should be able to enjoy life. Okay, and staying in this kind of a amazing campus, you get that kind of vibration with which you connect with your intellect, and you are able to perform. And when I talk about the support system, which is outside, you would see the companies, you would see the people, you would see the government themselves. It is so well connected that you would never feel that you are out of place. While you are studying, you start doing your internship, right? The structure, education structure, you say, the industry structure, you say, it is so flexible and it is so understanding in a way that it becomes very easy for anybody to come and get adapted. All right. And, Professor was rightly saying that when I personally, when I came to this particular place, of course, there were certain innovations at the starting, because when you don't have anybody here or you really don't know much about this place, you would always have questions. But trust me, it was just 2-3 days and I got so well adapted to this place, because it just doesn't feel that you are out of your country, right? There are so many people from India, and it is such a well understanding, structured community. Okay, so I think these facts are very important for you to consider at this particular stage. Yeah, And if you talk about the society specifically, number one is tax free. Okay. Number two, they have amazing understanding within the cultures, which may not be possible in different countries, because I understand that many of you maybe consider going to bigger countries, but what possibilities do you see there? The point is, you should choose a country where you can get what you are intending for, of course, and you can see your life in there, right? You go to New Zealand, you go to Australia, it's very difficult to find a job there, right? And imagine the amount of money you'll be spending there, right? So you come here, you start working tax-free, and you are able to balance your finances. With that, you get such a wonderful place to be, where you can think of settling down. For me, I tell you, I have got my family here, my kids are all settled here because this place is like this. Not that I would not like to go back to my country, of course I will, but this place has so much potential. Staying over here, I can do so much for my people who are back in India, all right, which probably was difficult for me being there. Okay, so what I'm saying is that look into this particular possibility as a great opportunity, and the kind of institution which has such strong backing of faculty members and experienced professionals from India. Dr. Aman, you wanted to put in some points?
I just want to add a couple of more points, because, I found when we were coming here, because lots of apprehensions in the mind of people there in India that, UAE or Dubai is a GCC country. I tell you one experience, and, it's altogether, many times it's something to smile of, that people think that UAE is Saudi Arabia. Actually, it is not. I tell you, UAE is as good as US or any European country in terms of culture, openness. Nowhere you find that there is a sign that, that Dubai is a part of GCC country. So first of all, if you have any apprehension in mind related with the society and culture here, it's as good as any Western country. Number two, in terms of safety and security, I tell you, this is the country. In terms of safety and security, I think Singapore and Dubai or UAE, they are considered as the safest place on the earth. So keep in mind, I think I request Ravi to share you through the presentation so you also understand more about IMT Dubai campus and other things. And then we welcome your questions. Over to you, Ravi.
So let me take you step by step, and I've jotted down some important points which I think comes as a question in many of the students' mind. So let's talk about the job opportunities. All right. So Dubai definitely is one of those places where everybody would like to work. Right? People come from US, people come from UK, Australia, any country you think about, this is the place where they want to work. Now, you would definitely ask the question that why somebody coming from US and want to work here? The simplest answer is because they paid more, right? They're respected more. And of course, the kind of quality of life they get over here, I don't think it is possible even to get it in the US. All right. So it is worth experiencing. So once you are here, I believe you would be able to, feel that energy and that excitement in the culture. I think that is amazing experience to have, right? And of course, IMT Dubai specifically is so well connected with their alumni, and alumni are doing so very well in the industry. It feels so proud to see some of the alumni heading companies, having their own organizations, getting awards, and even having cases in Harvard Business Review. So it's definitely very, very exciting. And with our Industry Connect, we are able to get all these alumni to our campus, speak to you, and build network with you. So it becomes a very smooth journey. And like I told you that the university has such a flexible curriculum that while you are studying, you are able to work. Yeah. So nothing can be better that you are able to earn much before you are even getting placed. And I would talk about the salaries, which probably would blow your mind, because many of you may not be even able to think at the initial stage the kind of money you can make over here. Of course, good education, yeah, because that is again something very important. You will have a strong backing of a brand, and I don't think you will have to spend much time explaining what you have done and from where you have done, because the brand would always back you up. Okay, vibrant social life. Of course, we are social animals. We would like to have friends and families here. The people are so warm and welcoming. You immediately get accepted within the society, and it is so good to see that how you're respected and how you are able to find the space so quickly. Okay. Accessibility. Uh, any thoughts that's coming to your mind? See, Dubai is such a well-placed city, or rather UAE as a country. Every country, every company, every university has its presence here. Rather, they feel the need to be here, right? That is one excess. And the second excess is that it is so near to your country. So if you talk about accessibility within countries, of course, this is very well placed. And when you talk about, connection with India or any Asian country, I think, again, it is very, very strongly connected. All right. I believe last year it was the year of tolerance, and how nicely difficult cases, like what Dr. Aman was saying, that capital punishment, which is generally there in the GCC country, it's definitely not here. But that doesn't mean that people are not disciplined. People are extremely disciplined. But at the same time, you also have the flexibility to live your life, right? It is so free. Just that you have to be careful that you don't harm any individual or disrespect anybody. And other than that, I think that society is very, very tolerant. Dr. Aman?
Yeah, in terms of accessibility, I would like to tell you, the moment you fly from Delhi to Chennai, it takes 3 hours, and from Delhi to Dubai also it takes 3 hours. So look, sometimes in fact we laugh at it. There are two facts I should tell you, and you will smile on that. Number one, I often tell people that the amount of Hindi is spoken in Dubai is not the same in India also. Everybody, even the locals, they speak. So you feel like feeling at home, and in terms of food, language, and culture. Second, the moment you travel from India to Dubai, it's like traveling within the India. It's just like 3 hours, and I think throughout the day you have flights. So that way also accessibility is good, and you don't feel like that you are far from your country. In some tolerance, I tell you, Dubai is a place. Many a times people have a skepticism in mind that this is allowed, that is not allowed. What kind of social life is there? What kind of openness is there? There are lots of myths about the kind of dressing is allowed. There are many social issues. I tell you, as I told you earlier, also is as good as US. So in one line, I can explain that whatever the things are available in US and the kind of lifestyle is available in US, everything is the same in Dubai also. Yes, it is a safe and disciplined country, that has to be, and that is actually a merit, not demerit. Right? I think let's go ahead. Yeah.
Absolutely, that is very rightly said. Adding on to the whole acceptance of the society and the importance related to the location, you would see that English is widely spoken. So it's so nice that the Indians are generally good in English, and it doesn't become any challenge for us to be here. High standard living. After almost 3 years, I visited India because of my commitments. Now, this time when I visited India, I realized that people have a lot of money, and of course, accordingly, the expenses are also there. But somewhere the quality of life is missing. Everybody is maintaining standard of life, but the quality is missing. Now, say for example, I own a Mercedes back in India, and I take out my car outside. Of course, I'm getting the broken road, or I'm getting the approach which is not according to what I was thinking. But over here, I mean, of course, the development has happened very systematically here. Okay, India being a very big country, they may have their own challenges. But what I'm saying is that this is one place where you can find that quality of life, right? So you can maintain that standard of living. Along with that, you can have a quality of life, right? So when you talk about high standard living, I think both of this is very important to consider. All right. Safety and security. I have 2 small kids, and for me as a parent, my life is so amazingly calm and relaxed because wherever my kids are, they are safe. Okay. Now, of course, this may not matter to you much at this particular stage, but what I'm saying is that you will have to think, from a long-term perspective. And even today, as a student, I think you will be really concerned about your safety, whichever place you are in. Okay, in thickest of the population, whenever there is a celebration or something, if you're going to the posh locations here in Dubai, of course you will see that there is crowd. But within that crowd also there is such a understanding. There is always a system, to follow. So there is never that kind of risk that you feel that there is going to be some problem. Okay, everything is so nicely maintained. And there are some concepts related to expenses. Yeah, I think it is very important for you to do some realistic research. I went to India this time, and I felt the expenses are almost the same. All right, just imagine. I mean, I'm here for 3 years. I just reach India, and I find that the expenses are almost the same. Of course, I'm talking about the big cities like Delhi and Mumbai. But what I'm saying is that the expenses are almost at par, and the amount of money you are earning over here is, of course, much more than what is possible back in India, and tax-free, mind you. All right. So these are definitely some of the most important points that you consider, along with, of course, the university and the degree program you are going into. All right. Okay, so these are certain highlights of our institute. With that, I would definitely add on one aspect which is related to your degree program. Okay, so many a times I have been asked that which is the best degree program to go for. Okay, irrespective of the fact that which background you come from. The point is that when you go for a management degree, especially MBA, all right, it's a generalistic program, and this gives you the possibility to move in different sectors. See, when we start our career, we may not be exactly knowing where I would like to place myself and where I would like to develop. Okay, once you join a company, you start working, you realize that there is much more to it, and probably you fit into something else. All right. So rather than going for a higher studies again, I think MBA gives you that flexibility where you can choose your career even if you have entered the job market. Okay, so that is the beauty of MBA degree program, and I think you're definitely making the right choice by taking it up. Okay, a few of the very important points. Founded in 2006, so you can understand that we have sustained all this time, Dubai being very strict when it comes to education quality and standards, and we have done pretty well in that. So I think that is one point you should definitely consider. Accreditations, of course, nowadays most of the universities have the accreditations, but the accreditations that IMT Dubai has, I think that is again need to be very nicely considered, because it gives you not only internationally accepted degree, but it makes you eligible even to work in UAE in any company, even in government sector. Okay, not every university gives you that. All right, so if you talk about any branch campuses which are here in Dubai, they would not be able to give you those degrees with which you can work in government. So these are small things, of course, but you would definitely like to consider them. Okay, the faculty members, all of them are so well experienced, and as a professional, I personally am so satisfied, being in such an environment, working with such amazingly high qualified professionals. So what happens in a class is that the students becomes more of a friend, and when people, professors come with that kind of experience, they don't teach the subject. They tell you that how to implement the subject in reality. Okay, we talk about cases, we talk about examples, and we are able to make the class in such a beautiful, narrative format. It's just like a storytelling, and people are enjoying in the whole discussion, understanding how the things has to be implemented. Professionals are also coming in between, giving expert talks, and it becomes a wonderful blend of education. I think that kind of pedagogy may not be very possible even in best institutes in India, because the accessibility that we have over here in Dubai is amazing, right? We don't have to call people from outside that that come and please speak to our students. Those professionals are very much here. The top world companies are here. All right, so those professionals are very easy to access, and like I told you, our alumni themselves are doing so great that it gets really very enriching to have these. All right, And one more thing you should see, any institute you consider, look at their campus. Why I'm saying that is because institute will only invest in very big campus if they're confident of themselves. Okay, how many institutes, even if you check in Dubai, has this kind of campus? You will hardly find few. And IMT, I tell you, is one of the oldest institute to have this kind of campus here, right? So from the starting itself, the kind of confidence they have shown in educating the individuals, the kind of connections we have built up with the society, look at the extracurricular activities IMT has been doing, social related activities, entrepreneurship related activities, alumni related activities. These are extensive activities which the institute has been doing, and I think that is again very important thing for you to consider. And if you have to stay here, you stay within the beautiful campus, right? And this place is so well connected. You have your buses, you have taxis, and you can just reach to the city within 15-20 minutes time. I think this is fantastic. Yeah, any student would like to have this kind of a place to study and be in. All right. Furthermore, of course, you can run through our website. You can see so many awards and achievements by our alumni. It is definitely worth spending time. We're very happy that our website is holding all this information and can help you understand it extensively. Okay. The programs and the other curriculum which is being offered by us can be best handled by our admission team. And we can always have a little discussion about that, and thereafter we will be open for any questions that you have, because that is again very important. So thank you so much from my end. I will now pass it on to my colleagues in the admission team.
Thank you, Professor Ravi. Thank you, Professor Aman. So there are a few questions by the students. This is a question from Himali. She wants to understand there is any scholarship policy for Indian students.
Anish, we have, depending upon the performance of the candidate, so for detailed prospective students need to be in touch with our admission department, and they can give a brief about all kind of available scholarships, but there are scholarships available.
Thank you, Professor Aman. So there is other question from a student called Anshul. He wants to understand about our internship. What are the internship opportunities students going to get in IMT Dubai?
Anish, we have full-fledged career services office here, and they provide this internship. On an average, if I talk about somewhere around 4,000 dirham kind of a stipend, students they get. Some get little less, some get little more also. But this is all provided by our Office of Career Services here in Dubai, and all the students are placed, so they work, while they are pursuing this MBA. In fact, I tell you, their fees includes hostel, mess, everything, and they're over and above the expenses they cover from their stipend, what they get from internship. So that's how I was telling that ROI is very good.
Thank you, Dr. Srivastav. Dr. Srivastav, I would like you to throw some light on our one-year MBA program, how this program will going to match with the international standards, wherein students from India, if they have this minimum 2 years of experience under their belt, and if they join, what kind of fringe benefits they're going to get out of it, and how this is going to match with the international standards there?
Look, if you look at in terms of one-year programs, now in India also, if you look around, whether it is Great Lakes or whether it is ISB, gradually in India, the programs are now moving, executive programs especially are moving from 2 years to 1 year, first of all. So globally also, if you look at Europe, you look at US, if you look at executive programs, these programs are 1 year program. Second, now students can pursue this program in India as well as they can pursue this program in UAE as well. Look, the moment they come here, look, you complete a program from India and then look at opportunities in UAE is really, really difficult. Because UAE has its own requirement and they have a different ecosystem. Here in our 1-year MBA program, once you get this internship, then that is for sure that you will be getting a placement here in Dubai. Because in Dubai, what happens? Usually the recruitment process is, first the companies like to hire a candidate for internship. And once they successfully complete internship, then the final job offer they get here. So it's little different from India. And that is why, this 1-year MBA has a high value proposition, because it's not only providing you a good quality education in terms of management education, but at the same time, from day one of your, course, you're getting opportunity to. So it is what you say, learning by doing and earning while learning. So you have get lots of application based perspective. Like in India, if you are doing only classroom based course, in that condition the learning is limited to classrooms only. But here you are coming to classroom, going back to office, again coming back to classroom. So the kind of learning experience you have, that is unmatched. Ravi, you'd like to add something?
I totally agree, because generally what happens is when we are studying over a year, that's quite a long time in a way. When you have to grasp most of the things. In human resource also, what we do is that when we are doing training, development happens along with. So what Dr. Aman was saying is that only that when you're getting trained within the class, when you are learning certain things, and you're able to execute that while you're working, I think that is the best way to learn anything. So that kind of a possibility is very much here, and that's how the 1-year MBA program definitely becomes one of the best programs to get into. Absolutely.
Thank you, Professor Ravi. There is one question from Rohan. He's saying, 1-year MBA is a good experienced professional program. I have around 10 years of experience. So will this program be, suitable for him too?
So, I tell you something. So like I told you that I have been working for almost 15 years plus. What happens is that there is a time, if you have not done your master's, you feel that there is a knowledge gap somewhere. Not that how you're executing it, but to be at par with what has been the latest, right? And this executive MBA helps you to bridge that gap. That helps you to understand that knowledge which is being shared at a recent time basis and how you can implement it. So if you want to see it practically, what happens is, of course, the industries are always ahead in implementing strategies, but you need to understand the logic behind it. Because as young professionals, or even having 10 years of experience, you need to know that how those strategies are being implemented, right? Which is the theory part, which is the concept part. And that is given in this curriculum. So what happens when you go with that understanding in the industry, you're confident of taking those steps to implement strategies. All right. So for any professional to grow, I think that is very much needed. Having 10 years experience, I think you will be very much confident and comfortable taking up this particular course. And I think Dubai would be a fantastic place, because you will be able to connect with those people. Being here, you would be, every day you'll have time to go and meet these individuals. I think you can make much more of this particular program.
Thank you.
And Anish, one more thing is there, often, we talk about cross-culture experience and cross-culture peer group learning. The moment you start working here, and I think it's true for almost all offices, you find people, your colleagues across the globe. People are from Europe, people are from different GCC countries, people are from Philippines, Vietnam, Korea, India, Pakistan. So the kind of cross-culture, experience you have, as a part of internship, that learning, the classroom, can never give you that learning. So that learning opportunity is always there in this program. Yes, Anish.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Aman. I understand, cross-cultural learning is very important, and wherein students coming from different nationalities, they can sit in a class, and, cross-cultural learning is a great, addition. I just want to understand, what is the student-teacher ratio if I talk about 1-year MBA program?
Look, we have participating and supporting faculty. If you go with the international classification, So look, talking in terms of ratio, it is as per the ministry requirement, whatever is there in India, and here also 1:15, 1:14 kind of thing. But here that is not critical. The critical point is the kind of faculty you have in campus from different nationalities. Because here, it's not that the professors are from India. You have professors, you have done PhD from US also, they are from Europe also, from GCC, other countries also. Plus, at the same time, if you look at the profile of Ravi, if you can show that slide, that visiting faculty members, the guest faculty members, those who are coming from different countries, that mix is, look, you won't find that mix in India, it's very rare. So you find, I think maybe there is a slide, where we have given some description of this semester faculty members. So Anish, that way, this ratio is not critical. Yes, this is the slide. Look, this is this semester, the people, those who came to teach us. So here we have certain specialized course and we keep on inviting. So, every semester you find that, people across the globe are coming and teaching. This is just a sample we are sharing with you. So then you will understand instead of asking faculty ratio, I think we should talk about faculty mix. That will be more appropriate to talk about. Because this faculty ratio is an AICTE terminology we use in India. But in an international setup, it is more about faculty mix than faculty ratio. Yeah, Anish.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Srivastav. It was quite an handy information coming from your end and Professor Ravi too. I think all the questions, whatever student asked, I have caught it there. So there is no more questions from the student side. I would request if you can put some light on, what kind of future the students can have after pursuing this one-year MBA program from the Dubai campus.
Look, I think me and Ravi, we both shared our experience. Look, I tell you one thing. All of you must be having some skepticism in your mind that, am I taking a risk? I tell you, because, when Ravi moved from India to Dubai, I moved or any of my colleague moved from India to Dubai, it's obvious that this question comes into your mind. It's obvious. It came in our mind also. We were also, confused. Should we stay back in India? Should we go back to Dubai? So the moment you come out of your comfort zone, a little bit of risk everybody take and is part of life. Because, you won't get rewards unless you come out of your comfort zone. And I think if you read, if you watch management thinkers, corporate leaders across the globe, everybody say, come out of your comfort zone. So I understand those who are planning to come here, they need to come out of comfort zone. But look, if you are competent and you have that ability to take risk, ability to explore, I can tell you the rewards are immense. Because we realized that after coming here, the kind of rewards we got is worth taking that risk. So yes, if you are someone who would like to grow in life, want to earn money in life, want to explore a good quality life, a luxurious life, I would say. In morning, I was talking to Ravi, and that it was just on the lighter note, I was telling him, the kind of cars we see in India, and we always think that, in this life, we won't be able to afford that car. The moment you come to Dubai and start working, in the very first year of working, you are able to buy that car. I tell you, this life is so simple here. So yes, those who are looking for that kind of, life, if you have dreams, come out of your comfort zone, definitely IMT Dubai program will provide you that opportunity. Few things might be beyond imagination for you. The moment you come here, then you realize, that is possible in this life only. So that is what I can talk about this, Anish. But they have to come here and experience this, because experience will tell them that whatever we are talking about, how much merit it has. Yeah, Anish.
Thank you, Dr. Srivastava. Professor Ravi, may I request you to throw some light on the kind of visa processes, the documentation required the students? Yeah, thank you.
So, because you are coming from India, of course, UAE has a procedure of equivalency where they will be checking for your qualifications and is it at par with their standards. For that, they have a streamlined process. And I think once you come over here, you would be able to visit the website and you will be able to take the documents through. The visa processing, of course, happens at the institute level, and our department will, of course, help the students for that. But of course, what I'm saying is beyond that. Your equivalency happens, and that is a mandatory kind of a component. And thereafter, you start taking up the curriculum. There's one more thing that you should be interested at this particular stage is how the country is providing you with the possibility to stay back here. Like I was granted the golden visa last year, and that gives me the permission to stay back here for my lifetime. All right. It's a 10-year auto renewal visa. All right. And it is given based on my PhD. So you see, this country is so accepting, and it gives you so much of importance because it realizes that they definitely need talented people. And I think India is, flooded with talented people. We need all of you here. Okay, so the point is, you should definitely consider that particular aspect, that the country is very open. It is bringing in new rules with which things are made much more simpler, more acceptable, and easier for the people to be here with their family and can think of long-term settlement at this place.
Okay. So, Sir Ravi, we all understand. I can see the association with international faculties, and I can see their profiles over here on the screen. Bridging the gap between and higher education institutions and industry is very important. So how are we bridging that? Are we inviting industry, speakers, faculties to a campus so then they can share their experiences with the students and they can get guidance from there?
Absolutely, that's a very important point, and I think IMT has been very active in doing that. We have a dedicated placement team which sees through that over the year how we are placing these expert talks. These experts not only come within the course, as a faculty, we can always invite these industry people, but along with that, we are having expert talks where these leaders come and speak to the students. It's just not only the talk, but there is also a time for the interaction where the students are able to, share contacts and get connected over LinkedIn. Of course, over here, I think LinkedIn profile is always maintained. People access each other's professional life through LinkedIn, and that very much happens, in this particular campus. So I believe that, when these kind of connections happen through the institute, it becomes much more easier to develop that rapport than meeting directly as a student and as an industry professional, right? Dr. Aman?
Yeah, Anish, in fact, I'd like to add, we have series of workshops from industry people, and some interesting area, like over a period of time, students have been requesting that, setting up business in Dubai, setting up business in UAE and GCC. So we are creating so many, different types of interactions with industry. So sometimes in the form of workshops. This year, I think we did series of workshops on this setting up business in UAE, how to start a business. In fact, I think some of you must be knowing that there is a company called Yalla Momos. There is a Harvard case written on Yalla Momos, and Yalla Momos promoters are our alums. So like Prashant and Gitanjali, so they are founders, and this is, if you just go through Harvard cases, you find this Yalla Momos cases there. So we keep on inviting these people to campus. So it's not only industry guest lecture. They come, they share their experiences, they do hand holding, they do mentoring. So that kind of support is provided. In fact, we have a thought leadership series that every week, every fortnight, somebody from LM, somebody from industry is coming. From different domains, like sometimes from consulting, sometimes from banking and finance, sometimes from retail. So yes, it is by design, this program is, inviting these people and have high industry interaction.
Thank you, Dr. Srivastava. Dr. Srivastava, there is another question. I know you are an avid researcher, and if I talk about Professor Ravi, you both, have so many publications, research there. So if I have seen, say, many of the B schools, students, existing students, they sometimes assist faculty member for their research work. So is IMT Dubai Business School is, promoting this? So students can also join hands with faculty member for the research projects?
Anish, it is one of the ministry requirement to involve the students in terms of research. So, they ask these questions that, whether the students are engaged into research In fact, recently, we designed some kind of rewards also for the students if they are publishing with faculty. So we are going to the extent we are rewarding also students, when they publish with faculty members. Yanish.
Thank you, Dr. Srivastava. There's a question for a student called Mitu, and she wants to understand, I think her meaning is like how old this 1-year program is. So she has written, how old is this program?
Look, this program was earlier in the form of eMBA program. So it's an older program. Only, the ministry has changed some of the structures. Although we started in 2006, but initially we were only offering 2 years program. But almost, I think, from last 7-8 years, we are offering this 1-year program, right, Ravi?
Yes, sir. More or less like that, yes.
So earlier we were calling it eMBA, and then we converted into 1-year MBA.
And I believe from the perspective of the student, they may be liking to know that how robust is the curriculum for this particular course. I tell you, these are all well-designed curriculums, and they have been already approved by the ministry. Okay, so ministry would only approve once they realize that this is a foolproof kind of a package which can be given to the student, and the student can get the benefits. And you would see within our alumni, there are quite a few, who have done executive MBA from our institute, and of course have grown in their positions. So I think you should be absolutely feeling safe about it.
And Anish, one more thing. Gradually, the word is moving from 2-year to 1-year MBA. And what I would also like to update to all the students that we are in process of AACSB accreditation. I think all of you now these days students are quite aware with this Triple Crown accreditation, ICWIS, AMBA, and AACSB. So this 1-year program is also under the umbrella of this journey of AACSB. So, we are expecting 2024 our PRT. So we will be AACSB institution. So there should not be any dilemma related with program. It's internationally accredited program.
Thank you, Dr. Srivastava. I think all the questions has been answered here. Only one question from Rohan. He just want to have some insight on facility of a loan if he wants to get the finance from any of the bank. How IMT Business School going to help in terms of loan facility there?
Anish, although we are not the right person to answer this question, but yes, definitely for international programs, banks have their educational loans. But if they are in touch with our admission team, definitely they can throw more light on this, and they can exactly tell the process how to go ahead with this.
Got it. So no more questions from the students right now, professors.
Okay, thank you very much, guys. But even then, I think, Anish, you can share our email IDs with them. So even later they have any question, they can always write to us. We will be very happy to answer them. And we don't mind talking to them over phone also if they have any query. So we can always talk to them and explain one-to-one as well.
Sure, sir. That will be done.
Okay, thank you very much, guys, for being here. Feel free to contact us for any query, and we are here to guide you. If sometimes you want to talk to our alumni or the students available here, we would like to connect you to them also, because we want you to have 100% information. Sometimes you are not very clear about Dubai or IMT Dubai campus, so you have lots of apprehensions in mind. Don't keep any apprehension in mind, neither with Dubai. Look, it's a complete Western country, and nor with any IMT Dubai, and we'll be very happy to answer your queries. Thank you very much. Anish, can we log out?
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, all the students, and thank you, professors. The info session was really very helpful for us here in the admissions office as well as the student who attended this. And thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you.